Welcome back to the Crew Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we've got a great episode for you guys. Ant.
We need to discuss the newly convicted felon, Donald Trump, and something Stormy Daniels said that could probably change your perspective.
Yeah, but before we get to that, if you guys enjoy the content that we share, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel for a great commute listen. And with that out of the way, let's dive into this, man.
Let's get into it, baby.
So there's a lot that we have to cover, and this is going to be heavily about Trump and what's going on with him. But before we kind of dive deep into this, let's discuss some of the other things that have happened with Trump and that's causing a lot of division.
Okay. Yeah.
In Trump's corner, either they're supporting him or the people that are not supporting him, right? And what was one of the other things that people were kind of divided over supporting Trump?
So during his early presidency, during COVID times and everything, it was Operation Warp Speed.
Right.
So that was where he was heavily pushing out for
The jab.
The jab.
Yeah.
Because he had the opportunity to say no or yes, and he was like right with Fauci. He was like, "Yep, let's go, let's full push." And even later on, afterwards, after Biden had came in, they continued with it then. But a lot of people are now looking back and saying that's probably not exactly what we would have wanted. We didn't really like that because people who are generally in Trump's corner were they're calling themselves like True Bloods. Like it's mainly like boomers on like Facebook who are like claiming that cool title. I'm a True Blood, which I mean is good. If they didn't want to do it, they didn't want to do it. But
That sounds like a gang, bro.
it does, kind of does.
Cribs.
True Bloods. But that is something that's kind of
Oh, yeah.
people are digging back up, digging back up, and kind of. I mean, obviously now with this whole trial coming out, everything is just resurfacing.
Yeah.
He's reliving every good and bad thing that has ever been, of his existence. But that's the Operation Warp Speed is definitely something that's biting him.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to address some of the things that were discussed before, but that people are divided over his support, right? And one of the other things is his support for Israel.
Yeah, that's kind of really kind of hurting him right now
Like,
in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of, but kind of not. I would say on a public level, that's hurting him. But like on a political level, it's maybe even helping him.
Mm-hmm. He tweeted out something about, in support of Israel, where it was like Trump was basically telling, you have that up, buddy. Trump has also been critical of Israeli campaign in Gaza, saying Israel should get it over with, get back to pace, and stop killing people.
He's kind
get
of
it over with.
Yeah.
You see, like the verbiage is
not very good. It's not like you wouldn't think that somebody is being.
But apparently, this was something that was discussed like behind closed doors, and this was kind of leaked. But then it was confirmed that yes, Trump did say this, and that's why there's this whole division about people now that were previously for Trump, and now they're seeing things like this about him being in support of Israel.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Muslim community, a whole lot of people that are in support of Palestine, right? That are not for Biden right now because Biden has been pushing,
Right.
He's been
and now they see this and they're like, oh, well, now this doesn't help either.
Yeah, because now they're like, okay, well, he's the same thing. He's pushing for
just to get done with it.
Yeah,
which doesn't sound good, right? Like you said, the way you word that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not speaking on behalf of the guy, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, and that's why there's division with people who are supporting him and people that are not supporting him now because of some things that have like this. That
you know who is supporting him heavy now? Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
She got called out mainly by social media after seeing an image of her signing one of the artillery bombs. Yeah. I'm not really familiar with what the bomb it was, but it was a
Do we have
bomb
a picture
that
of that? I think there was
Yeah.
a picture of her that was taken. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so she
Former
signed
U.S.
it.
ambassador to the United States nation, Nikki Haley, signed an Israeli bomb due for Gaza with the words "finish them."
and she put America hearts Israel always. Like that's that.
And this was around the time when the Rafah invasion, the Israel that bombed the tent of
Yeah.
and killed so many people, and there was the children
Yeah.
being beheaded. All that footage came out and everything. And literally right after that, she signs a bomb for
Right.
what the hell?
So this someone in potentially could be in Trump's corner, it could
Yeah.
really, really hurt him.
She's endorsing him now.
And-
She came out and said that.
Now that's a problem for him, right? To have that on his hands is bad for a public level, but on a political level, it's probably going to help him more than hurt him because
Mhm.
I mean, as we know, I mean, just to have more of the political power, it doesn't matter what the public thinks or not because I mean, in all honesty, it hasn't changed much ever that I know of.
I think an important thing to note also is that that's the conservative media stance right now,
Yeah.
is to support Israel. So as you know, as a political
Yeah.
candidate, you kind of just, even if he, let's say he didn't even like Israel,
Yeah.
just for example, I don't think he can really go against
He's got to go with the grain.
with the crowd
Yeah.
essentially, because he needs the votes.
That's
So-
rough.
So
That's a
So
rough
basically,
pinch.
what you're kind of saying is that he's playing ball on both sides to get the votes.
Could potentially be. I mean, that's every politician since the beginning of time has been doing this. So I wouldn't see
That's rough, dude.
this being like any
It's-
other time.
That's that's why I can't stand politics, like in that sort of sense. But you know, I don't want to diverge too much. That's reality though.
But also, how do you go against a country who like is so ingrained
oh yeah,
into the United States?
making
government.
laws for us, changing our own way of life.
The
due
dual
to,
citizenships that we mentioned in the previous episode.
Yeah, almost half of our
all the heads of
government.
power.
Yeah,
It's-
literally almost every major position, top position in our government is dual citizenship, but with Israel.
So I think even if it wasn't Trump, like let's say Biden, for example, like he's also kind of just going along.
yeah,
Because like how does anyone, Trump, Biden, doesn't matter.
Well, no,
How do you like go against that?
Biden's not going along, bro. Let's be clear about that. Biden's being used. Biden's just a puppet. He's just a talking head.
No, absolutely, but-
Everyone.
but he's still going.
He's not
along.
Trump.
He did
He isn't-
backlash a little bit though. Remember, he claimed that he wasn't going to continue giving weapons to Israel for like what
I
it was
feel like that's just his cabinet.
for 3 or 4 days or something like that, and then turned the tide after Israel got really mad about it.
My
Yeah,
point
but I feel
is-
like that's just his cabinet, bro. They were like, Biden, you got to say something to Israel because if you don't, you're losing a whole lot of Muslim vote. And so he was like, oh, all right. Let me say something. Netanyahu, you're bad. Don't bomb the Palestinians anymore.
You sound like Obama.
You know,
My fellow Americans.
my fellow Americans.
Well, so the point is like the underlying thing is that like you play the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I think it makes a good point though, because I 100% whether we know Biden fell asleep during a memorial speech. Okay, we don't have to say much more than that. He fell asleep in front of a crowd as the president.
Shameful.
Shameful. But I 100% I agree.
But
But
while we're on Biden, the amount of so we're basically kind of shedding light on things that Trump has done
yeah,
that he should have corrected and during his time of presidency, and maybe things that he can address now as well. But let's not forget the things that Biden is also doing
or has done
or has done. Yeah,
that has seen no conviction.
like one of the things that.
There are
Bro,
many
there's so many examples, right? I mean, one of the recent news that came out about Biden was that he had a secret call with Zelensky, greenlighting Zelensky to bomb Russia, like
Deep into Russia.
Russia, like
Right.
Moscow, with U.S. weapons.
When you hear that and people don't think nothing of it, like that's a big power. I don't know how strong Russia is on a military level. You know, I'm saying I'm not a military expert, but what I do know is that Russia has a lot of people and probably a rather large military. But you know, that's not like something like obviously they're going to be convicted for, like, you know, and on our court, but
Yeah.
like again, this is something else that is we should bring to light, because everyone's just like, yeah, Trump should get convicted. Trump should get convicted.
Mhm.
Whether you believe it or not, like, but we have to see everything. Like, as we're just trying to bring up things that are just, well, what about this? Why did we jump this? And this is something else that could lead us something way further. Like, we're thinking about the wrong things to worry about, more or less.
Right.
Conviction, yes. If he did wrong, he did wrong. But we're just not going to think about these things while everyone's so worried about.
Can you list some of these things?
Yeah. Like, for one, what do we have here? The Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I did not want to fail to mention that.
Like, that is a can of worms. And if you've never heard of that, that is a rabbit hole that you could spend hours on.
And that's the media doing their job to cover it up.
Bro,
Hunter Biden had crazy amount of information on a laptop while he's in another country doing drugs with underage women, and it's all on video, and absolutely nothing came of that.
bro,
No conviction.
he got called into a hearing to answer for all of this. Bro stood there, sat there. He sat there quiet, answering none of the politicians' questions that they were asking him.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept saying, you know, what do you have to say for this? How are you going to sit there with a smug face? Like, he gets up and he walks out. Bro, he was subpoenaed to come to the hearing. When you get subpoenaed to come to a hearing and you're being questioned, you got questioned by one, maybe two person that's over there of like 10 people that's about to question you. One or two people question him, and then by the time Marjorie Taylor Greene, she wanted to question him, he gets up and bounces out of there. Nobody stops him. Like, oh, whoa, buddy, you're subpoenaed here.
Right.
You're here for a hearing. Where do you think you're going? Nobody stops him, and he
leaves.
He leaves like
No
he
normal
owns the
person.
place.
No normal person would have got like 4 feet from the chair.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's just one of the things, bro. Ashley Biden diary.
If you've never heard of that, the diary, that claims of like big things that happened between her and Joe.
Like, why the hell is something?
Why is that
like,
not being looked into?
why is that not being investigated? And why, for something like that that can be investigated, clear evidence has come out of that. It's impeachable evidence. Like, this guy can be impeached for that shit.
Or when they found
Imagine if-
documents.
Yeah, or the documents.
They found in his garage.
Yeah.
It's two different accounts that they've found documents on his person.
The thing is, bro, like, there's such a big ass double standard. If any of these things Trump did, imagine.
It's crazy. They're already dragging him through the mud for the whole Stormy Daniels thing.
Right. I mean,
and
it's laughable. Honestly, the whole Stormy Daniel thing is laughable to me because at most, that shit is probably a misdemeanor. 34 counts of convicted felon. Like, what? He was convicted on 34 counts. And it was felony.
But-
How? Bro, what?
and we're
That's
you know,
ridiculous.
and just to be clear, we're stating that if the conviction is to be fair, it needs to be fair for everyone. So we're not putting a side here, but which it seems like it, but only
Yeah.
seems like that because
We're just,
Biden and his family has seen nothing. And where we're talking about major documents that have been leaked,
Classified.
classified documents that have been leaked. He's been overseas with underage women doing drugs, recording it. And I'm talking about nothing. Nothing has come from it. I mean, Joe's
That
been.
crack pipe is famous.
I'm telling you, dude, Joe's been sniffing kids for a while,
And
and it's
I'm talking about Hunter.
well, him
Well,
too.
we're him too. Yeah.
Yeah, what they got a kid sniffing problem. I mean, he just comes to a kid. Is that Tresemme? Like,
Ooh
dude,
la la.
let Trump sniff a woman. Oh, bro, there's gonna be a parade. There, he is gone, dude. He's not even
Bro.
gonna be a U.S. citizen anymore.
Like have you seen the footage? There's so much footage of just if you guys want to see some footage of Biden, like how he is with kids, how he is
Sniff compilation.
with women. Bro, there's like a whole compilation of him being so handsy with either it's kids
Nosy, too.
or handsy, nosy.
Oh, it's just a compliment
with-
of him just going.
Bro,
It's just like sniffs.
it's
every-
way too much. Like imagine if something like that of Trump came out. Bro, it would be even worse than what they're doing to him now.
They wouldn't even had a case. It had just been like
No.
guilty. He would have been walking in the case before he sits down and guilty.
Such a double standard, and that's pissing a lot of people off. To be honest, they're like, a whole lot of people feel the same way as we do. Like, if they're gonna go about convicting Trump and investigating Trump for almost every single little things that are false as well.
Well, some of them
Then
are not
there
false, but like
Yeah, some of them are not false.
some of
sure.
them he should be convicted on. Granted, we got to be level playing field. We're gonna be fair. We'll be fair.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. My point about that was that
Yeah.
it should be for everybody. Like
Well,
this.
true.
It should be for everyone. But it just seems like there's a clear exception. There's
Very
a
clear.
clear exception for the Biden family. Period.
Well, many politicians even
Oh, yeah, and-
surpass. There are people dropping like flies around certain politicians, and no one's batting an eye. That's a problem.
It
That's
is a problem. Bro,
Like we're
There's-
gonna to go over the case a little bit. Let's get into the case itself. Like we stated, 34 counts found guilty on all of them, and everyone now who is seen this trial and now he's been convicted, they are using this as fuel to stop his presidency, which technically now he's still able to run.
yeah.
He has not yet been taken off the ballot, and people are using it as like crazy fuel. He gained, how much was it? So after 24 hours
Yeah.
of his trial, he gained $54 million that was raised for him
In donation.
in donation, and that was only 24 hours after. Currently,
I think it's a couple days now since
couple
its trials.
days.
Yeah, since its trial.
200 million and counting. It's
Yeah.
only going up. $200 million has been put towards Trump. Now, I'm not saying that Biden wouldn't see similar efforts, and we don't know
Mm-hmm.
how similar it would be, but
And the other thing that people have been noticing is that the whole left side is pushing heavily on these two words to be used against Trump: convicted felon.
oh yeah. They're gonna put that title on there.
It's gonna be the new summer buzzword.
Yep, convicted felon is gonna be. Anytime you see Trump, the title they want to throw with it, Trump convicted felon, Trump, and what is it? It's now more trending than the word boobs
On Google.
on Google. So
Yeah.
now the word convicted felon has surpassed boobs.
That's wild.
I just gotta. So for clarification, if you're going to come after Trump for everything,
Yeah.
then everyone else should be
Yeah,
equally
100%. Definitely needs to be across the
Investigated.
board.
Imagine everyone else that's in the government
The one
that's-
thing,
that got
actually, sorry,
investigated. Yeah.
one thing you guys forgot to mention was that everyone's curious about is the Epstein Island.
Bruh.
Man.
So they're just like, okay, so what we're saying is that there
Yeah.
are things that people are more interested in
Mm-hmm.
finding out the truth, and then here the powers that be are making you focus on this
100%. Yes.
dumb thing.
Let me add on to that. It's very much the things that could turn the tide on important like events that could actually change things that matter more. This whole Stormy Daniels thing, like you said, it's stupid. Hush money, who cares? He gave somebody money for something great. We have people who are on a list.
We were mentioning, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we were mentioning that, if you took all the politicians who have either given or taken bribes, then we would have nobody in government.
No, we'd have like 6 people.
Maybe.
That's crazy to think about that. But we have people on a list, a confirmed list of the island that Epstein ran. What? They're
Brody.
still out and about.
Brody, Bill Clinton's name came out clearly. Why the hell is he not being investigated?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing came from it. This is the
Because
problem.
you know why? Because if they got investigated, the whole can of worms will open up on everybody else that's also linked.
I'm saying, dude, they can't.
And guess what?
They can't convict him.
With Bill Clinton, you bet your ass, Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah. It's Monica too. But yeah, that's the problem. That's why it's not gonna happen. But if Trump turns around and actually gets presidency, these better run and hide.
Bro, Ryan Garcia tweeted out, he was like, I bet your ass Donald Trump is going to be the first president that's going to be elected in jail.
Dog, imagine. That's gonna be the hardest like opening album, like a hard album cover. Him behind bars.
You know that one
I'm in
mugshot
jail,
of
but
him?
I'm still in your president. That'd be nuts, dude.
Man, yeah.
He even went to he went to UFC. He went
did.
to the recent UFC fight
Right after his trial.
right after the trial. Dude said, "Nah, I feel like going to see a fight."
He got a whole ass standing ovation from the entire crowd in the UFC. Even like that one UFC fighter. Well, there he is. You got it up?
Yep, there he is.
Yeah,
With
there he
Dana
is.
White and everything.
Yeah. He got a whole ass standing ovation when he popped up over there to UFC, what was it, 302.
Yep.
You got
And,
a shout out from Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After his win, he got a whole ass shout out.
And a picture.
Yeah.
Got a picture and everything.
Dude was like, dude, Mr. President, what they're doing to you is a complete travesty. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, pretty much along those lines. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of us can see that it's a game that they're playing, and they're putting a lot of efforts towards the wrong fight. But let's bring up what Stormy Daniels got caught in. You could consider a lie now.
Yeah.
So back in, when was it? 2000. Back in 2018, Stormy Daniels was in an interview, and she said verbatim that what happened in 2006, being the incident of the hush money, was consensual, and it was not to be a part of the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are now, all of a sudden, now it wants to be a part of that. Now it's changed its whole shape. And that was brought up during the trial.
Yeah.
And it just shows that this is a game. This is not where our time and attention. It's a circus. This is not where our time and attention should be. This makes no difference. Put him, if he's convicted for other things, taking documentation, his kids are out snorting coke in another country with kids. Sure, let's start looking at him in certain ways like that. But this Stormy Daniels.
Let's be clear. We don't have any evidence of Trump's kids doing that shit. So that's Biden.
Yeah, I was talking
He's
about
being
okay.
sarcastic.
Yeah, just talking about Biden's kids.
Well, if in
Does
case
Trump
Pete-
have kids? Trump's got what, one kid?
No, what do you mean?
there's plenty.
Trump has plenty. He has 2 sons.
What?
He has 2, bro. Okay,
Donald
you
Trump
clearly.
Jr.
Yeah, Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump, he has Donald Trump Jr. I think he has 2 older sons. Yeah, he has 2 older sons.
Damn.
And then he has, what's his younger son's name? Dude is like 6'7" or some shit. He is tall, bro.
His height. I thought you meant age. I was like,
No, his height.
6 or 7?
No, he is tall as hell.
Barron
Trump, yeah. Barron Trump, he just graduated, I think was college or high school or college or whatever. He just graduated. And then what's his Ivanka Trump?
Yeah, I know Ivanka. I know he had Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka. I don't need to know all
The
of his
other
kids.
son is Eric Trump.
Eric Trump. Eric Cartman.
Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Barron, Ivanka. Yeah. So he has a few kids. But anyways, yes, the Stormy Daniels thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that recently even came out and was slamming this whole thing as a sham and was calling Stormy Daniels out? Was it Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Super leftist, bro. Bro is a super Democrat. I mean, he hates Trump's guts. And even he comes out and he calls Stormy Daniels. This whole trial, he called him out on it and was like, bro, Stormy Daniels was lying like shit about this. He was like, I don't like what's going on.
She's a bad witness.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a bad witness.
How do you be a bad witness for your own case?
Oh, do you have, where's that statement that he said? Is it up? Oh yeah, right there. So it says, she's a bad witness, Bill Maher declared during Friday night's episode after he joked, it's Stormy or bust. Dude, I mean, have you guys seen some of like his Bill Maher stances? Like where he stands with Trump?
Evidently, he hates him.
He even said Biden is a great president.
Oh wow.
And like, I mean, along those lines, I'm not quoting him.
I think the point is that he's a Democrat, and even he is calling out the hypocrisy.
Yeah, even he's
And
calling
all
out the
this.
bullshit.
Although, and that's
And
how
that
it should be.
That should tell you a lot.
Yeah, that should tell you a lot, and that's how it should be. No matter what side you're on, whether you believe there should be two sides of the government or not, and you see injustice, you should call it out. And that's kudos. That's kudos to somebody on the opposite side saying, no. That's bullshit. That's not right. What are we doing? We are wasting time with this. This is not right.
Instead of unifying the country, they're dividing the country even further.
Right.
What the hell's going on? Like, it literally is just that, a waste of time, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
After his trial, Donald Trump came out and gave a press conference, I believe it was in the Trump Tower, and called out the judge, called out the jury, was like, this was rigged. They set me up, and it was the judge was selected to make me be convicted, make it so that I would lose. Like, all of this was rigged. The jury, they're all against me, and it was done on purpose by the Democrats, and so was the judge.
Yeah,
They were put in place to basically convict him.
I don't know how he could, like, being a whole hush money and all of a sudden she turns tide. Like, when they find during the trial that she literally said it was consensual,
Yeah.
that should have been just it right there. Like, how do you continue and find guilty when the core witness is found lying? Regardless whatever happened,
Mm-hmm.
you had to have somebody lie to get a case going. It's done. In my opinion, it's done.
Yeah. And with the whole division, like, I mean, I understand if he's done something and, like we said earlier, right? If he's done something that's wrong, then sure, he should be investigated for it and he should be convicted for it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it should be like that across the board.
Right.
For everybody.
Right.
Right? But they're pushing for more division amongst the common folk for either Trump, the Republicans, or the Democrats, or whatever. You know, and also I just think, this is just my opinion, but I just think that the two-system party is dead. Like, they should stop. Why are we why is that our only option always? It's become our only option. Why is that? There is this two-party system that they have created, and it's almost like a monopoly. You know, with like corporations and stuff, how they do monopolies and shit. And Apple, you know, they were being sued for like monopoly or something. But it's just a comparison type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then not to mention that recent reports have come out that the Democrats are so desperate to get votes and take votes away from Trump that they're training illegal immigrants in New York City now to train them to basically how to vote. How is a illegal immigrant allowed to vote?
I think weren't they recent? They were trying to make it to where illegal immigrants now had the ability to vote. They just filled out like a form or something like that.
Bro, that's treason, in my opinion. Like, if you're allowing illegal immigrants to vote,
I mean, it
Bruh.
makes sense why they poured so many in
yeah,
over the last couple of months.
I feel like that was their goal, right? Bro, it's been like,
Wait till we just see the polls, right? During the polls, when it is a clear sweep, it's gonna. I feel this election year is going to be so crazy, blatant, obvious on how corrupt everything is. It's gonna be either you're an eye opener or you were just putting your head down and you were moving along. Either way, you just have to recognize, right? And if it just seems fine, great. Maybe we get back on track. Maybe in a couple of years we can make things work out. No matter whoever gets elected, right?
Here's a hot take though. Does it even matter now if people should vote or not vote? Does voting even matter now?
That's
Because of how
tough question.
corruption, how deep the corruption is in the government.
At
I
all
feel-
levels.
Yeah, at all levels.
Yeah.
I feel like it is all just a clown show. It is all rigged.
It's
I
already
feel
been
like,
counted. It's already
I've-
been planned.
bro, I feel like whoever is going to become the president has already been decided. The whole clown show that we have is just for the people. What do you guys think? I just that's what I think. Is it even worth voting now? Look at our candidates, bro. Why the hell are these people are like? Why is Trump our only option? Why is Biden our only option? And why is RFK our only option? So it just seems to me like every candidate of these three so far, right? They have some good policies, some bad. Every single one of them.
It's like it's like the saying, you have to pick the better of two evils. Well, technically three.
Right.
And
Why is that our only
this
option?
is the problem we've been having. It's our options are so piss poor that we're just like, does it matter? At this day and age, I honestly, I'd almost have to agree. I don't feel like it matters. Like a lot of people, including myself, have been feeling like the votes really don't matter. And some people are like, no, you have to get out and vote. You have to at a level. And we're thinking like, mayor, maybe governor. Like, we're talking like low level.
So you're talking about local elections.
Local, dog. I'm talking about you get to senator and above, forget about it. Dude, we got people that are fossilized in Congress. Get out of here. We got people who are their only thing on their mind is tapioca pudding. And these people have been, we have people in Congress since like the dawn of electricity, it feels like. People before the internet was a thing. People who barely could use a pager.
They know who Thomas Edison was in person, bro.
They had class with it, bro. These people are still making laws, and they couldn't even set up a router if they wanted to. When this day and age, these people can't even probably drive certain cars.
I mean, we have Mitch McConnell who literally freezes while he talks.
This dude needs a whole Windows reboot after every other 5 minutes.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
His RAM space fills up in an instant, dude. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you just look at, I don't even know, are foreign governments like this? Who knows? In the comment section, let me know. If you guys are from another country, is your government like this? I mean, are we the only government experiencing this horrible level of...
I think all governments are pretty corrupt.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. A whole lot of governments are pretty freaking
if you go to like the China, I wouldn't. Okay, I'd rather be here than China. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Let's make that point clear.
Not saying we want to move, but this as a government needs to change. And this whole trial just it solidifies it. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you.
I honestly still think that this is the greatest country on earth.
Of course.
It's just that like every other country out there, almost every other country out there, it's just that we just have a freaking swamp over there that needs to be drained out, and they are the problem. The government is the problem, not the people, not the country. At least majority of the people.
Yeah, we got some people that could get drained out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple.
That's how I feel about it. Like, this is home.
Right.
And I'll protect this shit. You know what I'm saying? Home comes first. I don't care about everybody else. That's all I'm saying.
But But as we can see here from like I said, reiterate,
we
this
help
trial,
ourselves first, man.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like just to clarify, it's not that I don't care about everyone else. It's more so of like we come first. If you can't help yourself, how are you gonna help everyone else? That's how I feel. We have to
Facts.
help us first,
and we're in
and then
need of help.
everyone else comes
And
second.
we are in
we are in dire need of correction.
we have off the path of America
We have veered off way too far.
way too far.
Way too far from where our founding fathers envisioned what this country should be.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I don't have any bear arms. You know, what was that all about? That was it, literally in the Constitution. I had the right to bear arms. These are regular hands. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to really come back to basics.
We're not talking about furries here, right?
No, dude, I want full on bear arms. All right,
His favorite people.
bear arms, just the arms. But no, like I said, like this trial shows where our ideas are being put to. And we have so many other things that people were really focusing on in our country specifically. Specifically speaking of our country.
Yeah.
The Epstein case. Other things about other politicians, about the Biden family. You could even go back into like the Bush family.
Bruh.
It's so many things that have never been convicted. Questions have been asked for years, years, and years. And we don't. We get this. Trump got hush money from a porn star. And all of a sudden,
No, he gave.
gave, excuse me. He gave a few things, but he gave the hush money, which granted, wrong, right, wrong, it doesn't matter. The fact is, nothing else happened before that should have. No other conviction, no other. We had the whole Epstein trial,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, that fell off and it just never came back. That's it. We have a list. Nothing
That is
happened.
the most mind-boggling thing to me. The Epstein list that came out, and we know for a fact the whole bunch of names that were on there.
What happened?
Why is that not being investigated?
It's done. It's over. It's like, and Trump was with a prostitute. What? Come on, dude. Like that's the problem. That's why we wanted to bring this up. Because it needs to be addressed. It needs to be, the thought process needs to be on what really matters. And granted, convicted, guilty, great. It's done. It's
the
over
bullshit
with.
needs to be called out. That's the thing. The
Yeah.
bullshit needs to be called out. More people need to talk about what the corruption is and what the bullshit is.
Mhm.
And it needs to be corrected.
Even if we want to take out the Hunter Biden, Ashley Biden, and the Joe Biden stuff, we could take that out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
let's say we're just talking about the Epstein list. I think honestly that's probably a bipartisan thing to investigate, right? I think it's something that whatever side you're on, like
You should
that's-
definitely be able to get behind that.
right.
100%. No, I couldn't agree more. That should have been something that we were so full throttling on, but it tied too many big names. And I feel
course.
that's why. Too many big names were going to be on there. And so it was like, well, we can't. This just has to die.
I mean, I can go down that rabbit hole a little bit and name some names, but
I don't want to die tomorrow, so
yeah.
let's not. We'll just keep that quiet.
anyways,
We'll just
for people who know the Epstein list, they know. They know what the hell we're talking about, and they know the significance of this, and they why it's not being investigated. I feel like we know why.
Yeah. And that's the problem.
Let's wrap it up.
To wrap it up, buddy.
All right. Big issue. Needed to be addressed.
Definitely.
Needed to be talked about. I definitely had a lot on my mind to say about this, talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad we did. And for you guys, if you got any value from the content that we shared today, if any of these points that we made today were thought-provoking, if you have any comments of yours that you want to make, well, drop it in the comment section. And go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you.